I used to think it was because I was growing up that all of this happened. And then I just realized no, wait, everything genuinely sucks now. And even kids nowadays aren't happy because they're either glued to their iPads watching brain rot or because they're just so detached from everything else and not really living as much of a normal childhood as they should. Why is nothing the same anymore? And when I was thinking about this topic, I've noticed for a while, but at first I thought it was just because I was growing up, getting into the real world. But then I'm really questioning, why does this real world have to be like this? It wasn't always like that. People have stopped caring about connections, what really matters. People have become bullies. People have become mean. People have become so depressed. This is not their faults, by the way, but the bullying part is. People have just become a-holes for no reason. And nowadays, getting discomfort is almost guaranteed. Back in the past, people felt uncomfortable in this world, so they turned to the virtual world. And they realized that, oh, they feel hurt more than before, but now they're running away even from this world. And it's tough when both worlds collide. You're just being bridged between two walls. That sucks. You're just getting crushed. So I was just thinking, what is it? Why has society become a shell of what it used to be? What happened to loving yourself? What happened to embracing yourself? What happened to loving your body? What happened to all of that? Why did it become a trend? And then when the trend dies out, people move on to another type of body. What are we supposed to be? And then AI comes over taking jobs, and people have just become dispensable. And so many companies have just faced lots of backlash because it's just more convenient. What is going on? Everything has lost meaning, everything has become soulless. And this is really, really sad. So, making a video like this is just one way to just speak through the clouds. Everyone's just deep in the fog, in the mist, whatever you call it. And it's important that someone actually talks others out of it. So, I'm not saying I'm the only person who talked about this. I know other people have as well. But it's always good to know where you're going and get yourself out of this fog that society has clouded itself in. I don't know what the future is going to hold, in all honesty. I don't know why people are always focusing on trying to be incredible, or trying to be amazing. When I just remember we're all going to be beneath the soil one day anyway. And when I think like that, it brings me so much calmness because nothing will actually inherently matter. And it's quite relieving as well, because at least what stays with you are the good connections that you had with people. What stays with you are what you've been doing your whole life. And it actually does feel fulfilling that way. The world has just become a distraction, and it's always made me feel a certain way. I found that accidentally, by the way. Oh my gosh. They're getting more creative with these Wim stars, honestly. What the? Did I just. Am I tripping? Sorry, where's the Wim star? Oh my god, I am tripping. I thought these guys were hiding it or something, and oh gosh. But yeah, everything's become a show. Even games that you once play, it's a trend. There's a new game, everyone's raving about it. Then what's next? Move on? Sequel? And then people are going to talk about that, move on to another game. Everything moves on just as fast. And I know in the past that trends used to last a whole generation and a whole lifetime. Now it feels like everyone's getting cancelled. And some people are interested in drama. It's actually so sickening. Drama is such a waste of time. We don't need that. I feel like people are so fixated on what celebrities and other people are doing and not themselves. Sometimes I get it, it's a distraction, but I stopped that ages ago because it didn't serve me. Doom scrolling, doing all of that stuff has taken me away from whatever I'm supposed to be doing. And just scrolling mindlessly, trying to not give a care, this is actually more destructive than you think. And I feel like so many of us have just kind of lost the plot. So I want to clarify something quite important, first of all. You're not at fault for feeling this way. This is what society has unfortunately pictured for us. But You are in control of whether you wish to abide by it or not. And I know society is basically going to ambush people for not supporting whatever ideology that they have. But the important thing is to keep doing what you love. And I know this sounds cringy, but I've said this many times and I'm going to keep saying it. When you are at your deathbed, when you're at life's end, you will only have regrets that you couldn't do what you wanted to do. So, F it. Do what you want to do. Don't listen to what other people deem as worthy. What do you deem as worthy? Oh, snap. Sorry. Sorry, dude. I thought you had decent stuff for me. Sorry. Wait, but someone said there's a clothing store somewhere in this realm that's actually got good stuff. Please don't tell me it was this. It probably was. But yeah, I really want to get this through to people because none of us are actually as happy as we want to be. Someone always has something going on. Look, feeling bad, feeling low mental health is normal, but let me tell you what isn't. Everyone is like that nowadays. Now, when I say everyone, I'm not talking about every single individual in existence, but I'm saying that you can tell there's a trend, there's a majority of people. So I just wanted to make a video trying to say that don't get yourself lost in this mist, in this cloud, this fog that people are under. You don't have to be a part of it. You can just come out of it free and just say, you know what, I'm doing my own thing. Because that's what life has led us to do. You're either going to be a slave to what society wants you to be, or you're just going to be free. And others will wish they could be as free as you. Trust me, people will mock you because people are following a leader instead of being true to themselves. I once read an article, and I'm mentioning this again because it's so relevant. I once read an article a while ago, just randomly, it popped up on my feed about people's last words while they were on their deathbed. And literally 70% of them said, I wish I was true to myself. I wish I listened more to myself and what I wanted. And I was just thinking, these people are at life's end. These people are literally like, that's it for them. And I'm thinking, I'm still alive by God's grace and mercy. What am I doing with my life? And had I been in a situation like that, it would have been too late. And that's the thing. We just don't acknowledge that these things are actually taking more of a toll on us than we think. What happened to being ourselves? What happened to being true to who we want to be? Okay, now this is supposed to be fun. So I'm supposed to fling this and it's supposed to reach. Okay, let's see if I know what I'm doing. Ah, so close. I'm going to keep doing this, maybe. But yeah. Oh, yes, we did it in our second try, second or third. I think it was third. Oh, that's fine. But yeah, guys, it's become just a shell. No, no pun intended. I know I collected a shell, but that's the thing. We just need to do our own thing. Life is so much shorter now. The life expectancy now is so much shorter. And time flies quicker naturally anyway, because of natural causes and also because people spend time on social media. Because it kills so much of your energy, your attention span, your time goes just like that. So, what I'm trying to say is not shaming anyone. I don't want anyone to feel like they're being, I don't know, judged or whatever. Look, we've all had moments where we just don't want to connect with the world, and that's okay. But there's a difference between taking a respective, peaceful break and genuinely being immersed with the virtual world. Like, we got character chats right now, and I've made a video a while ago about how harmful these AI bots are. And I used to speak on different ones, and character AI was one of them. And it took a toll on me. It wasn't even a real character, but it still managed to take a toll on me. And that's the sad truth that so many of us can't form real connections. So we turn to these robots instead. And I understand, I have compassion for people who use these resources, but at the same time, it doesn't serve you and it doesn't give you a realistic depiction of relationships. You know what I'm saying? So there's just so much going on. The economy is bad. Everything is just becoming so bad. And if you're watching this, I really hope that I can hear your opinion as well. What made life feel different to you? Was it because you grew up, or was it because of these trends that society has been setting? I like to hear different opinions because I think everyone feels like obviously the world is different and not as fun and enjoyable as it used to be. But at the same time, we do need things that keep us living. We need things that keep us sustained. But yeah, people have different reasons. So I really want to know what you guys think as well. What makes it different? And as a kid, I think a lot of us wanted to be adults, yeah, because you felt like you'd be free. So why are we binded by chains as adults when we once as kids? This is a bit generalized, by the way. I'm not talking for everyone here. Why do we feel like as kids we have utmost freedom, yet we're shackled as these adults that our kid selves really, really looked up to? And it's just so sad when I think about it like that. Like when we were kids, we had dreams, we had aspirations. Some of us do, which is amazing. But sometimes a lot of us divert from it and we think, you know what, I'm just gonna do what makes ends meet. I'm not gonna have these goals or commitments, etc. And that's just so sad. What about do? Wait, well, I never know what to do with these parts sometimes. There's a whim star here somewhere. There we go. What the? But yeah, that's just the sad truth. I don't know why people have become this way. Maybe someone started a trend again, or maybe people have just made these political decisions. There are so many factors that affect it. So while life is short, try to have moments you enjoy. Life is short. Life goes just like that, honestly. And I don't want to scare anyone. I want to humble them instead. Okay, and another one. Okay, let's try this again. Where is it? Whoa. Ooh. Oops. Oh, that worked. What the heck? I was just playing around with it because I was bored. Yay. Oh, whoops. Forgot to jump. But yeah. Oh boy. I can't use the flute. Sorry, dude. I don't like using the flute. Honestly, though, it sucks. Ah! My game glitched. What the? Shepherdess, but what the? I'm sorry, huh? Shepherdess. I don't have a shepherdess whimsicality. Is this real? Like, what? I've never seen that before. I don't have I don't have a shepherd's blah 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 blah. Wow, that was interesting. I've never seen a specific challenge through that portal where you needed an ability outfit. That's very interesting. And of course, it's one I don't have. I mean, maybe I do, but I just don't check my whimsicalities. I have too many, but I just don't care about them. Okay, let's go. Right. So, what I was saying, yeah. I just want to know if it helps to make videos like this. Of course, I can only make one video about this because I pretty much said what I needed to. And I don't want to do part one of me talking about this problem, but that's lame. Everyone wants to get to the point. And it's not just about attention spans. It's because I just personally think that I like going to the point, and at least I should. Because when I watch things, I want to go to the point. Oh no, I'm starting to sound like those people. Ah! Okay. So, yeah, what do you guys think is different about society? What makes, without being super depressing, what makes life less fun for you guys compared to how it used to be? And what do you think we can do as a society or as individuals, rather, to actually help it? One of the advice that I have is please look more into yourself and who you are as a person and be true to what you want to do. That's just one thing I can really say. And it sounds so corny, but when you actually reach a point where you're at the end of life or whatever, anything crucial, anything where you're like, okay, I regret it. I wish I did so and so. I wish I had more time. Anything that kind of implies all of that, all of those feelings, that's when you know that you need to do something. So, yeah, you just want to be true to yourself. That means doing things you like, saying things like how you want to actually say them without being an a hole, by the way. But what I'm trying to say is some people like to speak extra sweet, extra polite to people. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if you feel like it's taking away from your fun self and you're just trying to humble yourself so that you can appear really kind to people, that can slow you down. And let me say this in a way that isn't incorrect, okay? You can be a sweet person, kind person, formal person, but if you're being that way to be liked, that's the problem. If you're someone who's like me and just speaks all chill and just random stuff, sometimes polite, sometimes what the F, yeah, that's when things are a bit crazy. But honestly, I really wanted to make a video like this because we need it as a society. Nothing is the same anymore. So I just try to remember what counts. And I'm religious as well. So that also helps me. But if you're not, what keeps you grounded? What advice would you give to others? And if your younger self was to see you right now, would they be happy? Would they feel like you've given them justice for what they wanted in the past? And if your younger self was even more confused and you were thinking you didn't have any such goals, maybe you made your current self proud. There are so many kinds of possibilities out there. And I really hope you guys explore each and every one of them because you guys deserve amazing things. Honestly, why Enfold? Why do I need it's a 3 star? I'm never going to stop complaining about this. I just want to do the challenge. Let me be. Wait. Oh my god. There. Oh my gosh. There we go. I don't see myself using it as much. I just wanted to get the challenge done. There we go. Yippee! Okay, I think I'm done ranting. Otherwise, I'm going to go too off topic. But yeah, see you guys on the other side. Also, remember, enjoy this life for as long as you enjoy it for. And yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments because it's such a fascinating topic. And I feel like since this is something that affects absolutely everyone, even kids, I want to hear a perspective from basically everyone. And if you're a child, please be accompanied by an adult. I don't want people spamming brain rot in my comment section. But anyway, let's just keep going. Head up, chin up, and just find a way to navigate through this mysterious wonder known as life.